Hello everyone, Rebecca here, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video for you guys. I am answering some of your more essential Pilates, somatic, and yoga questions. And so the first one I'd like to answer is, what is Pilates? So I guess I'll start from the maker and the founder, Joseph Pilates, who was born in Germany in 1883. And he created a practice called contrology, which focused on the essence and controlling of movement. Um, and he started this practice because he had his own physical health challenges. Especially as a child, he faced various health challenges, including asthma and rickets. And so he eventually studied disciplines such as gymnastics and boxing and martial arts. And he just became really fascinated in general with how the body moves. His primary influences for Pilates are yoga, martial arts, and gymnastics. You can see that a lot with how we cue breath. We inhale to find a lot of length and we exhale for effort. The influence from yoga also helps us to have more of a mind-body connection in our practice. And his influence from martial arts helped with really stabilizing the core and having a deep sense of power um, in a sense of grace and flow. And then with gymnastics, he really grew an affinity for body alignment and anatomical precision. The key principles that we as practitioners use in Pilates are control. Every movement we do is really deliberate and intentional and has a specific purpose to strengthen and prevent injury. Um, Sometimes, if we do things without control, we just do things just because, or we have the image of what we think we're doing, but we can't feel the internal and the somatic presence and musculature of what we're doing, then often we get injured because we're working without intention. The second principle that we stand by as Pilates practitioners is concentration. We really want to focus our classes on concentrating on our bodies. So it really is a self practice at the end of the day. Yes, you may be with groups, you may be at home by yourself, you may be at home with a loved one, but you really are intentionally focusing on your body for whatever practicing time that you've allotted. Um, I believe that this is also something that's taken a lot from yoga. In general, I think all of the principles are taken from yoga and martial arts and more Eastern practices, and then westernized. And much of the concentration is really to focus on, how we're taking every step and to feel every sensation that we can. Again, to avoid injury and to bring more self-awareness and body awareness into our practice. The third C, as we call it, is centering. So we believe that the foundation of all of our movements comes from the core and the powerhouse. And in particular, our pelvic floor is the center of a lot of our movements that provide stability and strength and overall mobility and efficiency in movements. Especially if you come from an athletic background, whether you're a dancer or a different kind of athlete, the pelvic floor can be really helpful in finding more strength with less effort, if that makes sense. There's just a small engagement, you can feel the whole body. The next principle is flow. So we really try to have every single movement go into the next. It doesn't mean there won't be stops and starts, but there's a sense of efficiency and grace as we're moving. In a typical mat class, this is much easier to accomplish. In a reformer class, it can be a little more difficult if you're hoisting and moving and changing straps and springs. But if you do a really classical Pilates reformer class, like purely classical, intermediate, advanced, beginning classes, then those have a real structure to them, much like a vinyasa asana series that you do in yoga. Like all of the movements and poses are set and structured in a specific order. And so there's a sense of flow that can be more manageable. It is a little harder in a contemporary reformer class. And then breathing, last but not least, it's so important that no matter what breath that you're doing, that there's a constant sense of expanding the rib cage with every inhale, and with every exhale, you are contracting and engaging the pelvic floor. So I love whenever I do pelvic floor exercises, we would inhale to release the belly a bit and then exhale to contract. And you can feel how this like natural sort of ballooning of the abdominal wall and of the rib cage and the lungs really helps to expand the entire back body, the side body, and the front of the torso. So breathing, if it's not at the very beginning of your practice, I encourage you to do it before you even press play to one of my videos or another video or even another class that you're taking in person. Get there a couple minutes early and just start with your breath, because no matter what comes next, depending on the class, especially if it's a new class to you, you don't know what's about to happen. And so the breath really helps you to calm the mind and absorb whatever is taken, and to really listen to your body before you tell it what to do. I think that's the most essential thing that we can take from the essence of Pilates, somatics, and yoga practices, is that this is not a practice of aesthetics and commercializing the body and, idealizing the body, but we really want to understand the body from the inside out, and how we can dive deeper into sensation and gain more overall awareness and overall wellness at the end of the day. So that is the end of our What is Pilates video. If you have any more questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, Bellas. Bye.